Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Brian Good here. It's Sunday night. Going to get right to the video blog here. I only have a 10-minute limit, so I've got to talk fast because I've got a lot to explain. A couple things to point out. This is not going to be a major storm for Kentuckiana. It will be for the East Coast, so that is why we're talking about it. It is going to come in waves in our area, and at times it may come in different types and forms. And it's going to be the impact and timing that I'm most concerned about, no matter the amount. Even a little bit can cause problems here. We see that often, especially on the Gene Slider, as we always call it. Now, it's being talked about a lot for two reasons. One is because it's a holiday week, travel week. A lot of folks want to know how things looking here and around our area. We're going to discuss that. Two, it's the idea that we're talking about the chance for another measurable snow, even if it's just a little bit, a half inch. That is significant. Not the amount. It's why it's happening now, because it is still actually autumn. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and we're going to get our second measurable snow. We usually do not see our first measurable snow until mid-December. So this is rare to see this. It's been several years since we've had early snows like this. So that is significant. It's just the fact that it's happening now, not so much the amount. So in case you're wondering why we're talking about so much, that's why. All right, let's get right to it here. We got a lot to cover. First off, on the satellite, you can see the cloud cover moving in. These are cirrus clouds. These will allow us a little bit of a blanket tonight to keep us from getting too low, but still, it's going to be in the upper teens and lower 20s around the area. Here's the low pressure developing. You see freezing rain, snow breaking out, Texas all the way to Arkansas. Winter storm watch is in effect in this area, but this is not the main low. The main low is back here into New Mexico. And the problem we've had the past several days, when we talk about the models, one day they show a snowstorm, one day they show nothing here, and it goes back and forth. It's because the low's been over here into Mexico itself. We do not have weather balloons that we can launch into the system when it's out of our country. So we have to wait until it crosses over into the United States. And now that it has done so, we can launch weather balloons into it, and we're able to actually get the models to fine-tune themselves a little bit better on the scenario we're facing and the exact track. Here's the water vapor imagery, and I've enhanced the clouds so you can kind of better see the moisture here. You can see the circulating low, though, across areas of the Four Corners. More importantly, though, notice this band here of clouds. This is a cold front moving in and a low pressure moving across Canada. This has been very significant for us in tracking this area of low pressure as it moves off to the east. Because if this feature was not on the map at all, this area of low pressure here across the Four Corners will go due east, out to sea, maybe a little bit of a mix here across I-40. Nothing would fall more than likely here locally, and that'd be it. That'd be the end story. No big snow for the northeast, nothing like that. But because we have this system, it is helping do two things. One, it is supplying the cold air into the northern part of this southern system. And two, because the way it's lining itself up, it is going to help feed that low pressure and make it curl upward, the I-95 corridor, and develop into a big storm. And where it rounds that turn upward here is going to be crucial on how we're impacted here in Kentucky. And the latest consensus is the low is actually going to track here along the Gulf states and then make a turn, which means it's going to come very close to us as far as the snow path goes for the area. If you're in Indiana, your chances are pretty small of getting anything really out of the system. If you're in East Kentucky, your chances are higher. The only way for this to change is that low is going to have to actually track a little bit closer to Atlanta and then maybe to Columbia, South Carolina. If it tracks a little more in that direction, if not a little bit further to the north, that would put the heavier snow band a little bit closer to Louisville, but right now we do not see any sign of that happening. Here's the very latest on sea level pressure, and these are lines of equal pressure. It helps show the differences here between the two. Here's the one system here to the north, one to the south. What has been key in this all week is the GFS, which has had its problems. It has shown the area of low pressure here in the south, but it had this feature here more to the east, located off Nova Scotia. You cannot get a phased system unless they line themselves up in a north-south fashion. When that happens, you then get a phased low that develops. But you see now the models are coming to alignment here. This is going to be a north-south alignment, so the phasing idea is not coming to reality. And the European model and the Canadian really have led the way on that idea the past several days. GFS has really struggled with this feature, being way too fast with it. And now that it's slowing down, it's not coming around to the idea of a phased storm. So just kind of some model talk there in case you're wondering why we've discussed it so much. Okay, here's the low pressure tracking across the southeast. It now becomes developed into a new low, and that is the new low right here near New York City. These are lines of equal pressure, so the closer they are together, the windier it is. And these are very strong winds here blasting in behind this storm on Wednesday. So rough travel for the big cities. It doesn't look like it's going to snow along the immediate coast, but inland areas likely will see heavy snow And so travel 995, I-64 heading east could be difficult. Heads up there for Wednesday. Expect some delays, okay? Heads up there. All right, here's the latest on our RPM Futurecast. As we head into Monday evening, I just checked here. This is the latest run, so I haven't even seen this myself. As we head into Monday night, it is showing temperatures around 36. Not much really falling. It's showing a little bit of snow. We may see a few flakes Monday night as the system gets closer to us, but I think we're so dry. Monday evening should be just a cloudy, dry night. All right, as we head into Tuesday morning, notice the temperatures outside in the 30s to the south, mainly rain for the rush hour for us, low to mid-30s. As we advance it, and we get to 10 o'clock in the morning, this is going to be a crucial time because it looks like we may miss rush hour Tuesday morning from most of this impacting us if this model is right, and that's a good thing. But you can see how it's showing a change over here to some maybe freezing rain, sleet, or snow very close to Louisville. There is going to be a warm south wind aloft, not at the ground level, but above our heads, that is going to surge northbound. That warm air is going to change over, no matter what your temperature is, likely to a liquid form. Our big question is, how far north does that go before it puts the brakes on? Is it going to make it to 64 and stop? Is it going to keep on going to southern Indiana, then stop? Or is it going to hold back further to the south? We do not know that yet, but that will make a big difference in whether North Warning gets snow, Louisville gets snow, or Lebanon gets snow. Just stay tuned on that. We will not have a good handle on that really until tomorrow afternoon and early on Tuesday. So watching Sunrise Show on Tuesday is going to be a big deal with Christy, so make sure to watch, all right? Now, as we head into the noon hour, we start to see the mix potential right along the Louisville area. Moderate snow breaking out. Could even be heavy snow across areas of far southern Indiana along the Ohio River. Now, keep in mind, some of the models take that snow band a little more to the south, some are a little more to the north. But you see the general idea. There is going to be a cutoff somewhere in our viewing area where somebody's going to see pure rain and somebody's going to see snow. Louisville, you guessed it, likely would be right in the middle. Now, so we head into 4 in the afternoon. The RPM model is still showing it's snowing pretty good. This is accumulating snow at this point. If it's coming down hard enough, these numbers will be lower. I think if it's snowing good at 4 o'clock in Louisville, we'll be about 32, not 34. So some grassy accumulations are possible. As far as the main roads go, we may luck out. And check out the blog post itself that I put with the video blog. You'll see the road temperatures I'm talking about. Wow, that may help us for like the interstates and the freeways. May help us out. The side roads and grassy areas have a good chance to see most of that accumulation here on Tuesday. All right, and as we do Tuesday night, it is showing the potential here for some moderate to occasionally heavy snow in around the area. Got to watch that carefully. This could be banding features developing here as we do Tuesday night. We now have a north wind at this point, so that warm south wind that I was talking about that was surging northbound with that rain snow line, all right, that's gone. As we do Tuesday afternoon, it is a northwest wind. So anything that's here falling from the sky will go to snow pretty quick Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. And if it comes down, if it drops fast enough, if we have heavy rain in the area, it'll go to heavy snow really quick. So that timing is going to be crucial Tuesday afternoon. Then it'll pull out of here, and then we see nothing, maybe a few flurries here on Wednesday. But look at the temperatures in the afternoon. I got a high of 32 right now for Wednesday, and I was being conservative there. I got a feeling we're going to have to take it below 30 for a high on Wednesday for the busiest travel day of the year. Snow flurries, best chance east of 75, but I wouldn't rule it out here locally. All right, let's talk snow amounts. This is the latest RPM forecast snow amounts. It is now, on the latest updates, given some parts of Indiana and northern Kentucky 3 to 4 inches of snow, which would put us in advisory level and maybe even winter storm warning criteria. 2 inches here off to the south. Now, I will say that this lady, I've just seen this for the first time. If you're wondering my reaction here. This is a little, well, it's a lot higher. This is about 2 to 3 inches higher than what it was about an hour ago. But this model, the RPM has a tendency to waffle a lot, so I'm not really that excited. I'm not jumping up and down, seeing the bots dance, all right? Just letting you know. It's just something we'll have to watch, certainly as we head into time with the RPM. Okay, here's the NAM model. It shows how it's a rain-snow scenario early in the day, and by the afternoon, that mix is there, and then it's not very impressive at all. The NAM isn't with the system, and then colder weather as we head into the afternoon. NAM accumulations, it's saying about an inch, maybe a little bit higher amounts, certainly across areas of eastern Kentucky. The European model. We're getting to the point now where we can't really use the European because it's a model grid that's more long-term than short-term. So, yeah, it's impressive, 2 inches of snow, but I'm not really going to be using the European model in my thinking here for the forecast. The GFS model, very similar. It's a very odd grid at this point when you get this close, but it does have a good idea that heavy snow will fall across East Kentucky. Watch out for thunderstorms, though, as we head across areas to the south, because if we get thunderstorms that develop, they have a tendency to block heavy moisture in our area, and that could be a limiting factor. So that while the RPM model is showing heavy snow in around the area tomorrow afternoon across southern Indiana, if we get those thunderstorms to the south, that may not happen. So don't get too excited just yet. All right, I have 10 seconds left, and I'm going to hit 10 minutes, so I got to be quiet. Check out the video blog. Check out the written blog. I'll have much more tonight coming up after football. Thanks for watching.